On Friday morning, July 17th, 1987, the small town of Comfort, Texas, became the scene of a heroic rescue and tragic loss. Much of the footage you will see was taped on that day by the banks of the Guadalupe River.
While highways were swallowed and homes swept away, every heart in the Lone Star State sank. That's when someone hit record. That's when the internet logged on. But it wasn't to heal nor to help. It was to feed off of grief. What you're about to witness may not seem real, but it is. Millions have already seen it. Now you will too.
And how you wouldn't give a damn about other children, and how there's children in ICE detention right now who y'all don't give two about. There's no prayers going up for them. But we're supposed to stop the world and stop everything we're doing to go and hunt for these little missing white girls.
That is the modern face of evil. Know her name, Sadie Perkins, Hollywood program, Princeton educated, politically entitled, partnered to a preacher, and she couldn't give a damn about innocence. Texas, my state, just got savaged by the mother of all storms. 135 people dead and rising. 37 children and camp counselors dragged into the river like leaves on the water. 3 little girls still missing since 4 a.m. on the 4th of July.
It wasn't the possessions and losses, just all those screaming kids we had to listen to that we couldn't get to and couldn't save them. And water rose, 28 foot in 45 minutes. And not much you can do. Not much you can do. But we're all here, and we're going to find what we can find and to give some of these families closure, you know, and that's all we can do.
Remember this moment. Carve it into your heart and stone. Each one of those little girls had names, dreams, pink pillows, and My Little Pony snuggled under their blankets. And now they have parents praying for miracles instead of packing lunch bags and sunscreen. Yet the internet's response? None of them checked the right boxes to matter. Even a pediatrician agreed. Someone who swore an oath to do no harm publicly shamed the victims. And we're not talking about some anonymous troll. We're talking about an MD for minors who didn't offer comfort, didn't offer help, but publicly blamed them, saying that they deserved what they got. Those are her words, not mine. Read them and then never forget, because this wasn't a mistake. It wasn't a moment of weakness. This was a worldview, and it's been twisted by ritualized cruelty and sanctified by the media till it's gospel.
Some in the media, absolute ghouls all over the internet, trying to blame the president and Doge for the tragedy, claiming cuts by Doge to the National Weather Service are to blame, that they left the agency unprepared. There's a long list of disgusting political ghouls.
Who would ever think that anyone would launch a coordinated campaign against kids in a summer camp? A camp of all places that was established in 1926 and was a few months away from celebrating its 100-year anniversary. By the way, Camp Mystic is a Texas wooden wonderland that offered girls a place to ride horses, play kickball, and sleep in cabins with funny names like the Wiggle Inn. Yet Mystic is gone now. Yet it's still under siege. But the question is why?
My mom was a counselor there, but also so many of my friends were raised at this camp. This camp was 100 years old. So grandmothers, mothers, kids have all gone there. My mom was a drama counselor there, but many of my friends were there, had their kids there last week.
What Jenna shared there about lifelong friends and legacy, about history and tradition, that's as American as apple pie. That's the America that they want to erase. Right now, the rot runs through every institution, from Hollywood to the halls of academia to your child's health care, all the way to the Austin Fire Department. That's right, because the tragedy of this story wasn't written by Mother Nature. It was scripted by a system that rewards slogans over skill.
This two-time fire chief wants to make a difference in the growing city of Austin and tells us he wants to start by bringing in more diversity.
It's important that the Austin Fire Department, as much as we can, reflect the community which we serve.
But when you hire people based on race, you're not hiring based on skill. So right now, Baker is facing a vote of no confidence by his union for, this is the key, for denying the pre-deployment of resources to Kerrville, Texas. Now, Kerrville is in Texas Hill Country, which is west of Austin. Austin has a monster fire department, and so his union, they wanted to pre-deploy resources to Kerrville, Texas. But Baker apparently didn't act because of budgetary concerns.
Now we find out that the Austin fire chief, he didn't pre-deploy the rescue swimmers simply to save a buck. It was dollars versus lives. And it's that very same type of mindset that gave us an MD with a big mouth instead of a big heart. The very same thing that happened in that fire department is exactly what has happened in the medical field, where medicine was replaced with a message. The only difference right now is that the firefighters union is still talking about accountability, while the doc's employer already dropped the hammer. The individual is no longer employed. We do not support or condone any statement that politicizes tragedy, diminishes human dignity, or fails to clearly uphold compassion for every child and family, regardless of background or beliefs. That was their stance, and they stuck by it. They didn't spin it. This is what they believe. And then 96 hours later, of course you know it was coming, the doctor released a letter of her own. I speak to you as a mother, a neighbor, a pediatrician, and a human being who is deeply sorry. I take full responsibility for a social media comment I made before we knew that so many precious lives were lost. I understand my comment caused immense pain, and for that, I'm truly sorry. Human life is sacred. The well-being of children is sacred. She admitted it. She said it, and then asked for forgiveness. Now, I don't know if she means it. Only she knows that. But the question is, why now? If the post wasn't vile, why delete it? If it wasn't wrong, why apologize for it? More importantly than that, throughout the entire letter, she never answers the biggest question of all. When did it become okay to attack children? Because that wasn't an accident. It's become part of a pattern. See, we had innocents drowning, and at the very same time, monsters were filming TikToks for likes. Now, take a look at a piece of a clip of where it all started.
Once again, y'all have to understand the climate that we're living in. They want you to have sympathy for these people. They want you to get out of your bed and to come out of your home and to go find these people and to donate your money to go find these people. Meanwhile, they are deporting your family members. Meanwhile, they're setting up concentration camps and prisons for your family members. And I need y'all to keep that in mind before y'all get out there and put on your rain boots and go find these little girls.
What you just heard wasn't parody. It was a confession. An awardee of a Princeton Fellowship, an appointee to the Houston City Board of Food Insecurity, actually ranted because people from every walk of life and every background came together to help children find their way home so they could once again hug their parents. And halfway through, she laughed. Thankfully, Houston's mayor heard it all, and he didn't pause to play games. He just removed Sadie from her post permanently, because that's what happens when you mock those that are grieving. You don't get a seat at the table, you get shown the door. And in case you might have thought she's shown a shred of regret, think again. Sadie didn't take the loss and walk away. She celebrated.
I appreciate my little 15 minutes of fame. Thank you. I appreciate it. Y'all gave me a bunch of followers. Y'all.
In a recent update, the internet's latest unrepentant narcissist now has a charity fundraiser on Give, Send, Go. The goal, $20,000. Not for the flood victims, not for the families. Nope. It's to help Sadie recover. See, because in her story, she's the real victim. That's how she sees it. So I'm not going to dignify the campaign by reading any of it, because I already learned everything I needed to know. That this flood didn't just bring out water. It dragged out more ghouls than a midnight Walmart on a Halloween. And you know what? Every single one of them that are complaining to the camera all have the same beef. They just don't have the guts to say it out loud. See, radicals, they thrive on shaping narratives. Control is their currency and television is their altar. And they lose it when they see that the headlines are spotlighting what they view as the wrong type of fifth graders in the news. Because that tells them that their revolution isn't going to be broadcast live, but it's going to get rescheduled till after 2 a.m. reruns of RuPaul. The truth is, these basement bobbleheads and cosplay revolutionaries have been told by Hollywood for the last decade that they're real heroes. But nothing could be further from the truth. The real heroes are too busy doing all the heavy lifting to save humanity. Perfect example. Take Virginia native Scott Ruskin, Coast Guard rescue swimmer who saved 165 souls on his very first mission.
They sent us out. We kind of encountered some pretty serious weather, some of the worst flying we've ever dealt with personally. It took us, which should have been an hour flight, probably took us about 7 or 8 just to get into the landing zone. Once made about 4 different approaches trying to get in, we were able to get boots on the ground as far as like first responders go. So yeah, I had about 200 kids mostly, all scared, terrified, cold, having probably the worst day of their life, and I just kind of needed to triage them, get them to a higher level of care.
That right there is a true red, white, and blue hero. And the good news is he's not alone. There are hundreds of more names just like him, but you don't know them. And then there are some you're going to be more than happy to learn about. Take Todd Graves. He's the founder of Raising Cane's Chicken, a Texas restaurant franchise. He donated $1 million, supported his employees, fed the rescue staff, and now he's helping money to restore local schools and universities, all while getting ready to rebuild the local Little League baseball field.
Yeah, we've been doing business in Texas for over 20 years now. And like you said, we have over 200 restaurants. And Texas has been real good to us. And really, it's what we should be doing is to help Texas in times of need like this. This tragedy is just really close to all of our hearts. You know, I know people in the community.
Todd, like so many others, showed up to help. But then you ask yourself, where was the media? Where was Hollywood? Where were the Netflix specials, the candlelight vigils, the marches with the Kerr County pens, or the Imagine montage sung off key by every celebrity in their Malibu mansions? It didn't happen because outside of a few celebrities like Matthew McConaughey, Hilary Duff, and Zachary Levi, the silence from Tinseltown has been deafening. Instead, what Texas got was Kate Beckinsale in short shorts, strutting her tough for the camera, just to feed her ego, at the very same time that families were planning funerals. What Hollywood doesn't realize is that in the process of ignoring Texas and the tragedy that happened here, they actually answered the key question. When did helping children stop being universal? It's when their compassion starts conflicting with their message. So I get it. Hollywood wanted all Texans to sit down, shut up, and remain silent. But we won't. Not now, not ever, not when monsters profit off of grief and heroes get buried under algorithms. Since the beginning, it's like I said, this storm didn't just bring floodwaters. It made a mirror, and it has shown us exactly who people are. Now we know who stepped up to help, who remained silent, and who simply showed up to use a selfie stick. That, I promise you, I will never forget.
So let it be written. So let it be done.
If you like the video and found value, hit subscribe, smash the like button, share this with everybody you know. Leave your thoughts in the comments down below. And remember to win every battle and stay true to yourself. No. If you liked the video and found value, hit subscribe, smash the like button, and share this video with everyone you know, and leave your thoughts in the comments down below. And to win every battle and stay true to yourself, all you have to remember is we're fighters with one unbreakable rule. We never bow down, we never bend the knee. Always forward.